Why am I confident that no matter what obstacle comes my way, no matter what disappointment I got to endure, that I am an overcomer and the universe has my back? Hey, my friends, McCrae here, Real Relief Consulting. We assist overweight, overworked, overwhelmed professionals in getting a reboot and reclaiming their life, reclaiming their purpose, and reclaiming their connection to spirit, to self, and to others. And we're up to the letter O today as we journey through the ABCs of relationships. And you know, this particular conversation has been marinating for a few days, and we're going to talk about overcoming abusive relationships, overcoming trauma, overcoming neglect. So there's a lot to unpack, so let me just jump right in. You know, for the last 15 years, as most of you guys know, I've been an educator in the public school district. And so often when a young person comes into my room, I always take a philosophy that I'm only seeing the tip of the iceberg. I don't see any of the stuff that's beneath the surface. The homes, the siblings, the dynamics with socioeconomics. Now I can read about it in their chart, but I don't really know when they walk in the door if they have the desire or even the ability to receive what I prepared for that day. So I've always taken a very pragmatic approach to education, that, you know, I educate the whole individual and not just the assignment that I'm given, whether it's to teach geometry or trigonometry or algebra. Yeah, that's my assignment. But we might spend the majority of that class period talking about, you know, what's going on underneath the surface, why they're entitled and why they're deserving to have best things, better things, how that they know, even if they don't know, that I know that they got greatness inside them. We do a lot of social emotional learning in my room. And then when the time arrives and they got to get ready for the test, yeah, you know, I put that hat on. I say that to say this. We're no different as we grow up and as we become more seasoned. A lot of the challenges that we endured as a 12-year-old, we still hang on to them as a 32 or 42 or 52-year-old. Those memories never leave us. So with respect to relationships, with respect to reboot and getting unstuck, it is imperative that we get to a place where we're living in the present and we're not shackled by the past and we're not burdened by the worries of the future. Now, what am I saying? Okay, I guess what I'm trying to get to is, based on the law of attraction, if you want love, you have to be loving. If you want loyalty, you have to be loyal. But all of those amazing attributes, it's tough for us to keep generating that when we've had situations in the past. Folks have just done us wrong, done us dirty, taken advantage of our love, our kindness, you know, and our good-naturedness. And you don't want the abuse. You don't want the trauma. You don't want the... So I get it. I understand. But I also understand this. The mind has the ability of creating so much amazing opportunities and so much amazing... We are the co-author of our own life. And what I'm saying is there's a simple practice that we use in our academy to assist people. And it's called the cancel It's called the cancel method. So I want you guys just to understand the science behind it, and then I'll get into the methods maybe in another post. But the science behind it is this: our memories are a chemical recording of our experiences of the past. So if, I was 12 years old and it occurred, I remember the sight, the sound, the smell, the entire experience in my subconscious. Even if, because of that trauma, I block it out because it's so painful, it's still there. So how do we not be shackled by the traumas of our past so we can take advantage of the present? Well, I'm a firm believer in the power of mindfulness, meditation, and manifestation. Let's just talk about mindfulness right quick. With respect to mindfulness, guys, when I see an opportunity, maybe it's boy meets girl, or maybe it's a teaching moment with your child, and I just simply ask myself a ton of really lofty questions. And what does the lofty question look like? A lofty question is simply an affirmation turned into a question. So instead of me saying, I am an amazing father and husband, my lofty question might be, well, why am I such an amazing father? Why am I such a thoughtful husband? Just to get my brain to be thoughtful. And in my subconscious, I am working on answering that. Even if consciously I don't have nothing, my subconscious is there. It's alert. It's working. Your subconscious is like a subroutine in a computer. Even when the program is turned off, the subroutines are still going. And so the lofty question, when you have an interaction and your kid gets a bad report from the school, how do you engage in that conversation so that it's constructive and not punitive, so that it's restorative and not you just blowing steam and sharing frustration? How do we get the situation better? Mindfulness, asking lofty questions. Now, I've talked also about the idea of meditation. Meditation, folks, allows us to unshackle